And they literally had a spokesperson come out and say that in response to this new legislation that's going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Georgia bill would standardize delivery services like Doordash and Uber Eats. What does this mean for you? Well, stick around to find out. Let's get right into it. The Georgia state legislature plans to consider a bill to standardize food delivery services like DoorDash and Uber Eats. Senate Bill 34 could take some of the rough edges off what has been kind of a love-hate relationship between restaurants and tech-driven delivery services like DoorDash and Uber Eats. And I'm gonna tell you right now, they talking about just between the merchants and the delivery services. I'm pretty sure they have a love-hate relationship, but that's not even to touch on the driver's perspective on that. So reading on, it says, I don't know any restaurant that is stoked about working with the third-party delivery services, says Matt Hinton, founder of Bell Street Burritos, located in Buckhead, the Beltline in Tucker. The article goes on to say his restaurant did a brisk Friday noontime business with familiar delivery apps. The meal exits the restaurant in the hands of the delivery driver and then it disappears. And then 30 minutes later, we get a call from the customer saying their chips and their salsa is missing. And it wouldn't surprise me if the delivery driver had some in their bird. Well, I'm here to tell you right now, 9 times out of 10, that customer that's calling because they got their food 30 minutes later is probably one of them people who didn't tip. And that's probably one of the reasons why you having all these problems with orders coming up missing and customers reporting they ain't getting their food because them third party services that you're talking about, that you partnering with, they use manipulative tactics to get these low tip orders out. And I know that may not, be of much concern to the merchant how much the tip is on the order. If I'm a merchant and I'm making this food, I don't care what the tip the delivery driver gets, right? But see, here's what you got to realize is by you not caring about that tip on that order, that's what's causing these situations where you ended up having to refund or remake food. You fighting with DoorDash or Uber Eats to get a credit for some food that you already made, already supposed to have been delivered, but now here you are in a position where you got to make a decision. Do you want to remake it or do you want to battle with DoorDash to get that credit? So it's all coming down to the customer tips. I guarantee these orders that customers are complaining about where their chips and salsa is missing and they waiting 30 minutes, I guarantee if they would be tipping appropriately, they wouldn't be dealing with any of these problems. But that's just me. Here, we're going to keep reading. This say, Hinton said that this happens just often enough to sour the relationship with tech-driven delivery services because the delivery services aren't accountable for the accuracy of the order or the length of time it takes. And that goes right back to my point. DoorDash don't care. They don't care how long it takes that order to get to you. They don't care how much the delivery driver is getting tipped. That goes back to my point. DoorDash don't care. They don't care that you got to remake this food as a merchant. They don't care that the customer waited 30 minutes for their order and after waiting 30 minutes, they missing chips and salsa. DoorDash don't care about that. They don't care that the delivery driver needs a tip on that order to make it profitable. They don't care about raising the base pay. They don't care about making tipping culture appropriate within a delivery service. They're not concerned about any of those things. And this is what causes these things to happen in these merchant delivery service relationships to sour. So as we read on, in this Senate bill, it would give the restaurants more control in this relationship. Because currently, right now, the restaurants have no control. They really can't even rate the drivers for real. They be put in positions where they have to remake food or piss off their customers, basically. So this new bill will require the delivery service to enter a contract with the restaurant, which is not required right now because DoorDash will put your restaurant on their platform and they won't even ask for no permission. They'll be sending orders through and it'll be dashers there to pick up orders that you didn't know nothing about. So this bill is addressing that issue. It will require delivery services to get permission first in order to use the restaurant name and logo, which also now is not required. Okay? It will require clean food holding areas in vehicles, right? So right now, DoorDash and Uber Eats and these companies, they not requiring or verifying if drivers have clean food holding areas in their car, i.e. safe bags and catering bags and just overall cleanliness in the car. They're not verifying this. So Georgia is really taking a step forward and saying, you know what? If the delivery services ain't finna do it, we finna make them do it. And if they don't, they're probably gonna be paying some penalties. So it goes on to say, packing and maintaining the food's temperature and tamper-resistant packaging with no smoking, no vaping, no animals, and except for service animals allowed in delivery vehicles. So they really putting their foot down. They trying to, step up some enforcement and really protect these restaurants. Georgia, what they doing with this bill is they really trying to protect their merchants. Okay, it's merchants in Georgia that been complaining about the practices that these delivery services have been encouraging and getting away with. So they went to their legislators to say, look, if these places want to operate where we at, y'all need to be strict on them because they basically jacking us over right now and we tired of it. So what is this gonna mean for the drivers in these areas? Well, if this bill passes, it's gonna be just like in other places where you have different stipulations and different things that you have to make sure that you're doing when you out there dashing. So it's probably gonna be some picture verifications as if you have clean food holder areas in your car. It's gonna be some different things that are gonna be required of drivers in order to complete these deliveries within these jurisdictions of Georgia. So these are the things that's gonna happen. This is what you got to realize. So reading on, they go on to add, we hope it will provide protection to our restaurants for their intellectual property, said Karen Bremer, the executive director of Georgia Restaurant Association. So this is what I'm saying. Like these restaurants, they not just out there by themselves. They have a Georgia Restaurant Association who is speaking on their behalf and going to the legislators, lobbying, saying, look, we got constituents who got concerns. We have coalesced as a group, and we coming to our lawmakers to make some stuff happen, and they proposing bills. So these food delivery companies need to watch out. And they go on to say, they even got a spokesperson for DoorDash to respond to these new law changes that may be happening in Georgia. The DoorDash spokesperson goes on to say, drivers must agree to delivery guidelines. They basically cookie cutter response like we have no accountability for nothing basically, and we make all our drivers agree to these terms, and if they don't, it's on them. This is basically what DoorDash saying coming out. So they say in November 2020, it stopped taking on restaurants without their permission. So they said basically, as of 2020 November, they have stopped adding restaurants to their platform without the permission. Okay, so they basically stopped after they did what they wanted to do for long enough. All right, fair enough. DoorDash spokesperson goes on to say, we are proud of the service we provide to all partners, restaurants, dashers, and consumers in Georgia. So what they saying right there is, the way that things have been going up until this point, they are proud of that. They proud that the restaurants in the and they proud that their relationship with the restaurants is the way it is right now. They cool with that. The restaurants pissed off. They done joined the Georgia Restaurant Association and literally brought up legislation to go against the manipulative business tactics of DoorDash. DoorDash spokesperson is saying we cool with the relationship the way it is right now. We cool with the relationship that we have with restaurants, dashers, and consumers alike. So DoorDash don't give a damn about the restaurants, they don't give a damn about dashers, and they don't give a damn about consumers. And they literally had a spokesperson come out and say that in response to this new legislation that's going on. This full story has been reported by 11 Alive News. If you want to see that full story, make sure you head over to their website and check it out. But if there's any dashers out there specifically that watch this channel and you out there in Georgia, this could impact you directly. So I want to make sure I bring this news to you right away, and so you can know what's going on and you can make an educated decision about what you want to do with your money, because it's all about adapting, it's all about knowing what's going on, and it's all about making sure you adjust to the situation, whatever it may be.